Just a small disclaimer. When I say, and you can imagine the air quotes, community, I of course don't mean every fan of G.I. Joe. I'm just talking about a specific section that we all know the players involved. So let's not play games. Okay? Good. So what's going on, everybody? Just got that today. I have some more of these somewhere in my action figure inventory. I could not find them. I should have 2 though. I had 5, I sold 2. I sold 3, sorry. Oh, forgot how to do math for a second. And with everything going on, it got me thinking, because this to me is the pinnacle of G.I. Joe as a brand. Let's take a look at what you get with this, and if I can keep the glare off. You've got a battle damaged head, a claw that articulates, a giant machine gun, all the bat attachments, an extra gun, an ammo belt, a backpack, and a stand. That's some value. I mean, compared that to even classified, I mean, that's like more than what you'll need for any figure. And that's not the only one. I mean, is the whole line is loaded. Look at Snow Job. Snow Job's loaded with stuff. I mean, he had a camping kit where you can make a fry pan, if I remember correctly, and a canteen and skis and giant backpack and all that could pack together. It was a great line. And I know some of the scale whores are going, but it's 1/18 scale. Shut up. But it also made me think. That was when I was really knee deep into the G.I. Joe community. That damn word again. And I have to say, as I think back, and then I saw, of course, Chad's stream and all that stuff going on, I was like, dude, the Joe community. As Chad loves to say, I was back there in the message boards from, I believe, 1999. The only reason I remember that is my original password to the first message board I signed up on had a 99 in it because that was the year. And then all the way up. But like I said, I had dealings with some of those people. And I just gotta say, to one way or another, that community has always been like this. Always. And it's really messed up because there's this mentality of, as long as you fall in line with me and you stay my friend, we're friends. There's never an account of any kind of behavior. There's never been, anyone trying to say, hey, maybe this isn't so good. Doesn't matter. I saw a young kid try to make up his own story about G.I. Joe. Kid admitted he was 12. And people made fun of him, adults. That was my first clue. I mean, the kid was just trying to share his imagination. And people just made fun of him. I mean, that's the kind of people these are. I can remember schemes being thought up because I knew a lot of these guys. I mean, it's like, oh, well, this guy went against us, so we got to go and da-da-da. And I'm jokingly call it the message board wars because that's what it was. Constantly, and the thing was, anybody in that community who was a little different, i.e. myself, was treated like you were a fucking moron. I can't tell you how many things I thought up and did and was shot down at because that's stupid. And I look at it now and at the time it kind of bothered me, but now I look at it and I go, wow. You know, it's one thing to okay, well, this isn't so well and that's not so well and that's not coming across. Something like that. But, to just say, you suck. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. And I remember getting very frustrated with the community around the anniversary line. I just really got frustrated with that mentality. And I started yelling back. They didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. How dare you talk back? I was criticizing Hasbro for releasing... Let's see. When the re-releases started in '97, there were 4 Snake Eyes. The 5th one was that same year. By the time we got to around 2010, we had 87. I think there were enough Snake Eyes at that point. Oh, but he's the main character. I would point out, G.I. Joe was always the most robust it was as a line when new stuff was coming out. New vehicles, new characters, new stuff. I still maintain that. Classified, for as much as you want to tout it, is not as robust as a real American hero. Nor the anniversary line. And I have my doubts it ever will be. That's okay. I'm good with that. You had lines like Leonard, the Core. You had lines like BBI, the more realistic. They get treated the way Action Force does? No, because they were seen as knockoffs, and the perception was that, you can use them to augment your Joes, but they were not going to replace the Joes. Somehow, Action Force has fallen into the replacement category. I don't know how. It's its own thing, its own way. But there is a lot of dumbness surrounding the hate for it, so let it happen, because it's the way they are, man. It really is. It's like, and what I think is ironic is they push fans away from G.I. Joe. Prime example. There was a TV show that was reality. We all know reality TV is never real. Okay? It's staged to be dramatic. If you don't know that by now, you kind of need to tune in your brain. Turn in your brain, excuse me. Anyway, I knew the guy who was doing the show. We talked, and in our communications, he was like, why are the Joe boards so awful? I'm like, I don't know. I've seen them do that. They kept giving this guy all kinds of hell over everything he did. And it's like, it's just a show, guys. And it wasn't that bad of a show. I mean, it was kind of take American Pickers and apply it to toy collecting. That's really what it was. Not a huge thing. Nice, I didn't think that show was going to take off, mind you. I thought it would get a monicum of success, and I think it did. But, it was one of those shows that was kind of like going to play to the nostalgia feels to some people, but not broadly. And, it was going to get the toy collectors, of course, because they'll be interested. And, of course, this was a time when you had a lot more people mixing modern, at the time modern, and vintage. Noticing that's not happening as much anymore. If anything, everything has to be modern or vintage. That's a subject for another time, but I want to make an asterisk on that. Because when you mix modern and vintage, you get some interesting combinations. again, for the time modern. This was, what, 2012, 13? I believe Retaliation was 2014. And I remember saying, when the 5 POA drivers and the weird stuff, the cutbacks, I was like, this looks like an afterthought now. And people were saying to me, oh no, G.I. Joe is going to keep going, man. It's going to keep going. When the next toy fair come up and there was nothing Joe, that was it. I was like, told you. See ya. Collectors Club picked it up. I was not about to go in on that shit because it was all overpriced and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It just kind of left, you know, that and Star Wars went to 5 POA almost exclusively for a little bit. Eventually they brought Vintage Collection back, but still. I know some people were loving Black Series, and good on you, I don't. And I mean, I got a few OT Black Series. That's all I'm ever going to grab from that place. But again, Joe community. It kind of imploded. A lot of message boards shut down, and which was time for the message boards to shut down. Anyway, it ran its course. I didn't keep up with the Joe community for years. Then Classified popped up. I started seeing old names popping up too. I was like, oh, they're still here, huh? Okay. Yeah. Or I'd see the shadow of some names, like, presented by. I kind of laughed at it. Moved on. You know, but they've not changed. They've not evolved. They're not going to. It's that simple. And I'll say this much, that, you know, my friend is right no matter what bullshit. You can do that, but you're defending someone who doesn't know what their degree is in. That's not taken out of context. That is directly what is on film. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's your business. But don't sit here and act like I'm not noticing something that's obvious. I know what my annual income is. But yeah, I am yeah, it's been a trip, man. It's been a trip watching this all unfold and seeing that the people, many of the people, I will say many of the people that I knew were kind of jackasses back in the day, never got past it. And there's a few people from back in the day that I thought were good people, and they ended up being jackasses too. And while loyalty is to be admired, blind loyalty, that's that bullshit. Because blind loyalty will only get you into deeper trouble. And the funny thing is, now people are seeing some of these guys, and I'm going, wow, y'all gonna double down and triple down and act like you're the, yeah, whatever. Whatever. I know the reality. There's so much I could say here, and I'm not saying it because it's pointless. Utterly pointless. And I'm sorry, I had to step away for a moment because I really had to think about this next part. And this next part is probably the most important part. Was that, like I said, I stepped away from the community. And I've still stepped away from the community. I'm just doing my own thing now. But now, I look back into the community as it's called. I have to laugh. I'm a big person in this community. Are you? Are you really? If you say that, are you really? For what, buying a bunch of toys? That makes you a big person in the community. So what? I remember seeing guys say, yeah, he who dies with the most toys wins. Wins what? What do you win? I mean, it amazes me that people really make this a status. This is my status. This is my symbol. I do this to have fun. That's it. There's no status involved. And if that's what you do, is try to give yourself status in a community, and by God, it's a fake community to begin with. What's the real definition of community? As has been said, it's not community, it's consensus. And it's fucking boring. And I don't care what your status is in this fake community. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I look at people individually by what they say and what they do, not by their status in some fake community. I've contributed more to this community than anybody. So you farted in the tub more, so what? And that's, yeah, and the Joe community has always been like that. It's about status, false friendships. Believe me, false friendships. You're only a friend if you see things exactly like I do. And yeah, I know in the politically charged world we live in, that happens too. I always thought it was funny that happened, because I was like going, wow, that's the Joe community brought out into a macrocosm. It's amazing. And incredibly stupid. You want to live like that? That's your business. I can't really tell you how to live. I just know a lot of people in that community are faking happiness. Because while I really enjoy toys, G.I. Joe, wrestling, what have you, these things do not bring me status. I have fun with them. I enjoy them. But there's no status involved. How pathetic is your life that you make toys a status? And no, I'm not talking about you make a living with toys. That's something completely different. I'm talking about you in these online communities acting like, this is my status. These are your toys. Treat them as such. Have fun. That's it. There is no status. Your status comes from you as a person. And if you're a real friend and you see somebody doing something, you see your friend doing something that's just downright wrong, you should at least be thinking to yourself, damn, dude. If not outright telling them. But yeah, this community is It's never going to change. It's always going to be that way. And I always project. And it's fucking boring. Which is why I rarely engage it. It's just fluff. Fair weather friendships, to say the least. If that pisses you off, good. Maybe you're starting to see the problem. Later, everyone.